Campaign 2006 is here, and your vote can make a difference. Comcast brings you the candidates on demand right now.
Hello, I'm Joe Basikia, and you're watching a special edition of Comcast Newsmakers, Candidates on Demand. And we welcome the independent candidate running for the United States Senate, Edward Fortune. And we thank Mr. Fortune for being with us. Of course, a great goal for ours to give all the voice to all the candidates, because your decision is coming up out there. Good to see you.
Oh, thank you.
Folks know you as the Legalize Marijuana Party candidate.
Right. Also known as the New Jersey Weedman.
New Jersey Weedman. In fact, well, you have a prop. It's not real. Okay, so let's make sure that's put out there. But why run on this party? This means so much to you. Why?
Well, again, it's a protest to me to our current marijuana laws who imprison thousands of people. In addition to that, marijuana is used as a sacrament in some religions. And if we have freedom of religion, how could you ban the sacrament of certain religions?
Ed, you are a former Army veteran.
Yes.
You know the freedoms that we have in this great country. The American flag means a lot to you as well. What does the American flag mean to you?
Well, the American flag is a symbol of the freedoms that we're supposed to have in this country. And recently, which I know you're getting at, which recently I actually burned the American flag as a First Amendment protest, and I know there are a lot of people who will totally disagree with that, but the symbols that the flag represent are no longer being enforced. I mean, we now have this war on drugs has become a do-gooder war on drugs, and certain things and certain ideas are now being banned when we supposedly have free speech. For instance, I advocate the legalization of marijuana. I'm totally against the war on drugs, and I've made you can say, a career of it, of speaking publicly about it. And because of that, state officials have imprisoned me for me exercising my free speech. And the most vile thing that's recently happened was, I call him a bigot, but the judge Morley in Burlington County has taken away all visitation and custody rights from my daughter because I advocate this political issue of legalizing this plant, marijuana.
Do you feel people are starting to take you seriously? Some people may think, the weed man, he's just in there for not serious motives, but just to push an agenda. What do you say, though, about the freedom to run?
Well, hey, that's what makes America America. And this agenda, there are people who think that this is not a serious issue, but it is a serious issue. There are thousands of people in prison right now for marijuana. And as far as people starting to take me seriously, right now, pending before the New Jersey legislature is a medical marijuana bill. 10 years ago, when I first started talking about marijuana, that would have been unheard of.
Why should people vote for you?
Well, again, I'm a protest candidate, and there are a lot of people who agree with what I say, and there are a lot of people who disagree with the Democrat and Republicans. There are people who just totally don't want to vote for the Democrat or Republican. So this is giving people to participate in my protest by voting for me. It is also giving people the opportunity to debunk the Democrats and Republicans by voting for me.
What does it mean to you to be a public servant?
Oh, I would love to. I think I'm a public servant now. I think I talk a lot of public things, and it would be amazing if I could become a U.S. Senator and to represent issues that aren't supported by big money and big interest groups. And
what about the youngsters out there that some of them, there's problems with gangs, this, that, and the other, and sometimes drugs are big root of that. What would you say to them about marijuana?
It's our war on drugs that causes a lot of these problems. And me, myself, my issue is marijuana, but I'm not a hypocrite. I do understand it's the entire war on drugs, and it's all drugs, and it's the government's war on drugs causes more problems than drugs themselves do.
What does it mean to be an American to you?
Well, it's the greatest thing. It's the greatest thing. This is why I served in the United States Marine Corps. This is why I served in the United States Army. This is why I served in the National Guard for several years. I want to be an American, and I find it amazing now that in the last few years, we've become a very fundamentalist country, if you ask me, and we're losing certain freedoms, certain right to speak. And I find it outrageous that I could have died in the name of our company, name of our country, and yet I can't freely speak anymore.
Well, the beauty is that you are running now for United States Senate, and thank you for being with us. And the beauty of the sense of freedom, of course, your job coming up, that sacrament of democracy to vote. This hour's newsmaker, Edward Fortune, independent candidate for United States Senate. This has been a special edition of Comcast Newsmakers, Candidates on Demand. To see all of the candidates when it best fits your schedule, go to the Get Local section of Comcast Digital's On Demand service, October 20th, right through Election Day.